We are having so much fun once again. I'm constantly laughing. I don't mean to always laugh when the cameras start rolling, but I have to because with me now is Kim, and she's just a hoot. She actually does stand-up comedy in New York. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Donna?
Good, good. So we weren't going to start there. We're going to start about your business, but let's talk about your comedy. What are you doing? You're taking classes in the city?
I just started taking classes in the city. I was doing stand-up comedy in the early 90s, and then my, children were little, and now that they've grown up, I've kind of, gotten my life back and have some time back, and I'm able to go into the city. So I figured I would start and see where it goes.
Excellent. Now, we both took classes back in the day here on Long Island, and one of the things that I learned there was like set up, punch. Right?
Yes.
Do you still use that formula when you're writing stuff?
I still do, but
Okay.
it's funny, in the class we don't really talk about it as much, and I find that when I'm commenting on other comics' work, I'm like, well, set up, punch. Where's the punch? So I don't know if it's a style that was, I hope it's not dated,
Right.
but I think there are different ways. A lot more comedians now are doing storytelling, so I'm trying to learn a little bit more of that.
This is going to ask you if it's situational. Like, do you present a situation in real life that's really happened to you, either in your home or with a client, and then you find the humor in it?
Oh, yes. All my material is basically about my husband, my
Okay.
kids, and yes, some of my clients.
Now, what do you do? What's your day job?
So my day job is I have a graphic design studio in Farmingdale. We specialize in branding, marketing, design, making companies look good, small companies, large companies, and a lot of nonprofits.
And your corporate colors have a big pow to them, right? So this is the bright green. I mean, you really can't miss you. Like, your cards are like, wow, right?
It's really been good. Some people have said if I sent them a package, they're like, oh, I got to my desk and there was a big purple envelope on the desk. And they're like, I knew it was from you. So to me, having a color or something that really makes people recognize you is so important.
Now, talking about color, you were telling me about Rett Syndrome. You do a lot of work with them since the mid-90s.
In 1996, I met with Kathy Hunter, who is her daughter was the first girl diagnosed with Rett Syndrome in the United States. And once her daughter was diagnosed, they weren't sure what was going on with her, if it was cerebral palsy or what it could be, but she had very distinct symptoms. She would wring her hands, couldn't walk, couldn't talk. Born totally fine, and then regressed at between, I think, 6 to 18 months. Most of the girls regress. And they can't talk, walk. Some of them walk with an open gait. They have no purposeful hand movement. So it's very hard for them to communicate. So in 1996, I started working with them. And then every year when they had a conference, I would do all the conference materials. And then midway through, we did a rebrand for them. And we rebranded everything in purple. So now Rett Syndrome Awareness Month is October and everything is purple. The organization has since melded into a different organization, and they tried to change the color, but all the parents and the girls, they have everything in purple and they want to stick with that purple. So it kind of makes me feel good sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, purple power.
So let's take a look at something that you're working on right now for Taste of Hope.
Well, what I'm doing with Taste of Hope right now, and Taste of Hope is an event in New York City for the American Cancer Society. And for about 3 years, my girlfriend started being involved. Her parents both died of cancer. And so she started getting involved, and she asked me if I would get involved. So last year, I just helped them they needed some posters done and just some typography solutions. So we did that for them, different signage for the tables. So they came to me this year, and they had a great agency doing their things in the past. And they came to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I do this? And we sat in a meeting, and I think this is one of the areas that I feel really confident that I can shine in. They said, we love this stuff, but we don't feel like our logo or our brand is really coming through. So now for the future, they love what they have, but going forward, they want to kind of do a little bit more about their own brand and their own logo. So they asked me if I felt the type was dated, speaking about typography, but I didn't think the type was dated, but it had an old silhouette. So I said, why don't we take that silhouette and update that? It had like pantsuit people, like those be
The leisure suit guy.
Yeah,
right.
Those people need to be updated. So we kind of started here, and my idea was to take it and bring it to life. So now we're still in the sketch stages, so we're working on having these 5 people that form the silhouette, 4 or 5 people will form the silhouette, and they will come to life. And now we can do all different media with it. So on the website, you could pan over, and each one of those people that's in the photo will tell their story, whether it's a head chef or, I have an actress that I'm involved with that I'm trying to hook up with American Cancer Society because that's what I do. I bring everyone together.
Yeah, you paint with people like I do. Really,
yeah,
you do.
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So so that was, I just mentioned it in a meeting. They're like, we love it. Let's do it.
Standin. Let's briefly talk about that too before we wrap.
Okay.
That's a great project you got going on.
And talking with silhouettes with Taste of Hope, and then I got involved with Standin. I met a young actress who is actually a stand-in on a current TV show, and she wrote a pilot about being a stand-in, and not only about standing in on stage, but standing in on life. She's had her own bouts with cancer and family events with cancer, and I'll let her tell about that another time.
Yes.
But so the idea of stand-in, when I was working on the identity for that, I was using a lot of silhouettes. So I said, wow, it's such a hook with the Taste of Hope. So now we're trying to get all of them aligned. But Standin is a pilot that we are moving forward on. I'm developing the website for them, a little more interactive. And then we are going to, we did auditions. Well, I didn't do it. They did the auditions. But so they did the auditions, and I think they're going to start shooting in December.
What you do is that you blend your clients together. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like somebody just comes to you for a project and you're one and done.
There are even greater ways to get your message out, and I try to look at all of them, and yes, pull from every area of my life, whether it's my kids,
And
my
when
husband, my family.
And when in doubt, you just put your thinking cap on and, you know, ta-da!
Yeah,
and it makes it all.
There you go.
You're so much fun. I really do enjoy your company, and I've never put a hat on for anybody, you know. But I just felt like the need to play with it.
Well,
so it's a lot of fun. So where can people reach out to you? KGI, right?
It's kgidesigngroup.com.
Great.
We're located in Farmingdale. We have offices in Farmingdale, but we are really become part of. I know. Should I put one on?
Yeah. Here, wait. Which one do you? There you go. There you go.
What kind of idea do I have today?
There you go. Ta-da!
So yeah, you can reach out to me in Farmingdale, and I go to all my clients. I kind of get right in there. As someone said to me, and I don't know if they meant this positive or negative, but they said, it's kind of like you get into everybody's business. And I was like, yeah, I get into everybody's business.
I love that, and you treat it as if it's your own, and that's a great vendor in you. That's the best way to be. So thank you so much for spending time with us. I've had a lot of fun here today on set. Thank you for watching Live It Up. If you have a brand that needs a little bing and pizzazz, I suggest going to Kim. Thanks for watching Live It Up. Yay!